Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be talking about being in the present moment and how that is going to be a thing we need to pursue in order to keep our mental ability and health up to speed. Talk about my journey because I have hit a new phase today. My name is Angelo and I'm here to share my health and fitness journey as well as the things that I'm learning and to help inspire others to do the same. And if you get information, which I hope you do from for the things I talk about, then I hope it helps you on your journey. If you haven't already, please help support me by following, subscribing, liking, and if there's any topic that you would like me to talk about in the future, please let me know. In the moment, in the present, is super important because it is how we can really get real perspective on our life. We live in the imaginary world for most of us for most of the time. What I mean by that is that you're either running away from or continuing to reside your thoughts in the past, which no longer exist. The consequences and the results of the past exist, but that actual event never it exists in our minds and it exists at one point in time, but in the current moment it does not exist at all. Others of us, and this me included, focuses more on chasing after the future or worrying about what the future holds for us. And again, that actually is even more unreal because that hasn't even happened yet. And the only real moment in time is right here, right now, that keeps passing by and keeps creating the now time. And it's so important to get focused on this area because this is the only thing that's true. Everything else creates stress. And sometimes it's healthy stress, but a lot of times it also generates a lot of unhealthy stress. And what we need to do is figure out how to get into the present time. And what usually happens is individuals will find themselves flying through life. Things go warp speed because we're not even living, we're working so hard to not be in the present because we're so focused on either end, either future or past, or maybe we're flipping between both. But we don't spend enough time in the present that it doesn't allow us to experience what life has to offer. And let me give you an example in my life. When I was going to get married, I forget whom I asked, why I asked them, but I said to them, because my wedding day was coming up, I said to them, why, or what tip could you give me when I go out there on my wedding day? And I think it was a couple. I don't know why, I can't remember, but the individual or couple said to me that you must live the moment, like take in the moment, because it's going to go by so fast. Like you won't even know. And I cannot tell you how right they are because I've heard many people tell me about their weddings and how the moment just flies because they're always thinking about the next thing, the next thing. The poor bride is running around making sure everything's perfect and she's thinking about the next thing. She didn't even realize the food. But you know what I did? I took a step back and just really took in the moment. Like I stopped whatever I was doing and I listened to the music. And I remember Andrea Bocelli playing in the background. I remember the plate of food in front of me and eating morsels, whatever the food was, and eating that. I think I got steak tips at that time because those were like phenomenal. And yeah, the food was so delicious. And for me, time went by perfectly. It went still too fast, in my opinion. It was a great time to be around friends and family. But man, when I took it in, like really looked at the people around me, smiling, talking to each other, thinking about what they were talking about, and people coming up to me and really being there and listening to their words, not thinking about what's the next thing I'm going to say to them or what happened in the past or what's going to happen in the future with this individual. It was just me and the individual. And it was the most beautiful experience I've had, and I've recreated it many times. And I wanted to share with you how you can actually get into the present. And it's a sort of a meditation. And I believe it's important for people to have this tool because in the present is peace, calm. Because unless in the present moment there's a fire going on, which normally there isn't, then you can find peace. At some point in the day, you can find peace and get yourself back to whole. And how do you do that? So, one of the many methods, well, I shouldn't say many, they're the same method. It requires the five senses, and you get to choose any one of them. It could be taste, it could be smell, it could be noise, it could be feeling, and it can be your sight, what you see. And here's how it works. You, first of all, put everything else aside, right? You just, when I say put it aside, meaning you've carved out time to put yourself in the present moment. Doesn't mean forget about everything, because I'm going to discuss that in a second. So you just want to put everything aside and just say, I'm focusing right now on this moment. And then what you want to do, and you can do this with your eyes closed or your eyes open, whichever allows you. I mean, if you're going to do through the sense of sight, then you have to have your eyes open. But whatever helps you concentrate on the most. And what you're going to do is you're going to start out with whatever it is that you want to use. If you have a strong smell, then you want to start with as many smells as possible. And then you're going to start driving in ever so slightly to get more distinct on the smell. So for instance, if you're smelling somebody cooking, it might be a soup. Okay? What kind of vegetables do you smell in the soup? Oh, I can just imagine that I see, and you don't even have to be right. Okay? You just have to be in the moment and just say, okay, I can smell I can smell peppers, I can smell tomatoes, I can smell potatoes, whatever it is, and really try to focus in on that smell. Then take it a step further and say, okay, what are the spices that I smell? Can I pull those out of the aroma? When you're looking at something, start far away. Like, look outside and take in the entire environment. Then I want you to focus on a section. Then I want you to get into a further section, like much closer. And then I want you to pick one object, and I want you to start walking closer and closer and closer to it. Because what you're going to find is many distinctions, but I want you to focus on every single distinction. Now, there is a tendency for your mind to wander and drift off. Go with it. The present is your mind. Your mind is saying go this way. Allow your mind to drift off. Maybe it's a sound that catches your attention. Okay, now focus in on the sound. Where is the sound? What is making the sound? Maybe you can go so deep into that sound and just be there. And then maybe you feel the wind blow against your skin. And then you just take that in. And just let the world kind of play with you, right? Because this is what's going on. You're missing all these things because you're going, like I said, you're focused on the future or the past. But once you zone in, you're going to have all these senses being triggered because you're like, ooh, what's that? Okay. Then you focus on that. Then something else. Ooh, what's that? And just focus on it. Focus in. It could even be a dog barking. Like focus in on that dog. That dog. Where is it? What's around it? Right? And just try to go in there and go with it and see if you can be in that moment, right? And just realize that this is happening right now. Whatever's happening, you're honing in on it. A lot of times we just blur it out. So that's what I wanted to share with you because I think this is super important. It allows us to actually slow down time because we're not too busy rushing towards the future or away from the past or stuck in the past or chasing the future, right? We're always in there and we want to get to a place where we're right here, right now, and that's all that really matters. And you're gonna see like time go like the Matrix. And you just like when I was at that wedding, my wedding, and just looking around, it was just like so magical to bring that in, like to actually hear the music playing. Most people probably didn't even hear the music playing, but I heard the music playing, and just that ambiance that it gave to that day was just super awesome. And so I want to give this gift to you because it's really a nice, calming one. And I wish I could remember, and maybe after doing this, I'll remember more often. But I like to do it more often than um, than I do now because it is really really cool. And yeah, most people are gonna say, "Oh, I do this all the time and it works." Look, this is real. I'm coming to you real. I'm not faking anything. I'm telling you how it is. This is my journey. And yes, I'm not perfect. Yes, I wish I did more things like drink my water. I should have my water with me right now. I miss my water. I don't get enough sleep sometimes. I'm human. But this is my journey and this is what I've learned. And when I get to talk about it, what's cool about me talking about my journey is that it makes me re-aware. Is that even a word? Re-aware of what it is that made me to where I am today, what got me here today. So I just wanted to share that with you. I think it's a really cool thing. And if you think this will help somebody, or if this helps you, please leave a comment below. But if you think this topic will help somebody because they're stressing about the past or the future and you feel like they need to focus in on the here and now, please share this video with them. If you'd like to add something to this video, please leave a comment. If you'd like to take away from something I said, please leave a comment. And again, as I mentioned before, if there's something you want me to talk about in the future, let me know. But real quick before I take off, my journey, I am now into phase 3. I've lost another 5 pounds, a little bit more than 5 pounds in phase 2. So I jumped to phase 3. So now I'm including eggs, grains, and fish. But not canned fish. So I won't do canned tuna. If I'm gonna do fish, I will do it frozen, or fresh. But I won't do anything in a can. So that's where I'm at now, and I'm hoping this takes me to that stable level because losing this much weight I think this is gonna be week 5. Tomorrow I'll weigh myself officially, but I think this is gonna be week 5, and I've lost 10 pounds, so about a little more than 2 pounds a week. So but I'm excited to have the eggs. I had that today and it was a good addition to my food. But now I have to figure out, do I want to eat the the egg yolks, or leave them out for right now? I'm not sure. But in any case, that's where I'm at right now. So yeah, with that, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern, live every day, Monday through Friday, actually Monday through Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern, here on Facebook. All right, I hope you have a good one, and I really hope this tip helps you today. All right, go have a great day.